and 17, so 6 was excellent. The second chance points, 14-2, was very good. 3-point shooting, letting them go 11 for 21 and us 3 for 22. That's probably the difference in the game, and really got to credit them. They did a great job executing, did a great job making big threes, timely threes, and then down the stretch getting 3 layups to finish it out. And I was proud of how our guys competed at the end, where we pressed and gave ourselves a chance, cut it to one possession game, but how we started both halves probably was the difference in the game, and credit OU for doing a good job executing early, and I did a bad job preparing our guys early. So.
Okay, thank you, Coach. We will go to questions to our student athletes and then come back for Coach Drew in just a bit. Our student athletes tonight on stage, James Akinjo and Jeremy Sohan. So. Who wants to go first? Here on your left.
John Warner, Waco Tribune Hero. James, did you expect OU probably needs to win some games here to get in the NCAA tournament? Did you kind of expect a great effort from them?
Yeah, they came out and they played really hard. Give credit to them.
Okay, we'll stay on the left side, on the front row.
Jeremy, the press worked really well for a couple possessions, and it seemed like OU got free a little bit. What do you think worked well for the press, and kind of how do you feel like they broke it down a little bit at the end?
Yeah, I think we were just really aggressive on the press, and we tried to create some urgency, and they go back to their level, and yeah.
Okay, now let's move to the right side. Coach is right.
Jeremy, how do you rebound looking forward to the NCAA tournament and not dwelling on this loss?
Yeah, I think, just having a growth mindset, going back to Waco and, reviewing what we just did and just growing from it.
Okay, now on the left up front.
Jeremy, you obviously wanted to show your support for Ukraine. Well, why did you want to do that with your uniform and, your T-shirt and all that?
For sure. I think, no matter what outcome we just had, I think it's obvious that there's something going on in this world that isn't the best thing. I think we're all connected in some way, and, what's happening isn't right. So, just trying to show some awareness is the only thing I can do, and even if it's a small thing, I'm going to try and do my best to help out.
Okay, we'll bring Coach Drew in now for questions. I have one on the extreme right.
Scott, what do you think this does from a seeding perspective? Obviously you put up some big numbers this year, but some people think this would knock you down to a 2 seed.
I think a lot depends on the other teams and what happens with them. It takes us controlling our own destiny away, and as teams, players, you always want to have the opportunity to control your own destiny. So we'll see what happens from there. The one thing that we do have is the most quad 1 wins, and at the end of the day, I know the NCAA does value quad 1 wins and your ability, they always say, to control your non-conference schedule. So obviously we played a great non-conference schedule that gave us that opportunity and did a good job in that non-conference.
And how surprised were you the energy wasn't there early?
Again, that's on me. I'll change some of the things we did, and I know our players are winners. They'll change some of the things they did. So unacceptable how we started both halves.
Okay, in the far back on the TV riser.
Scott, Jack Allen with KXXV in Waco. I was just wondering, 3-point shooting wasn't there for you guys tonight. Was that just a matter of you had open looks and missed them, or was there something that OU was doing to kind of take that away from you?
I think first you always got to give the defense credit. Our shooters normally don't go 3 for 22, so OU had something to do with that. At the same time, you're not going to always make shots. I think you can control the shots you take, and if they're the right shots, hopefully teams are in rotations where you can get offensive rebounds, and that didn't happen enough tonight. So again, credit OU for doing a good job contesting shots, and we got 14 second chance points, but when you shoot as poor as we did, you need more.
Coach, Chris Williams, KWTX in Waco. Last year you talked about how vital those extra days of practice were when you got bumped from the tournament early. What's going to be the focus this year, and how can you make them count the way you did last year?
I think first, nobody likes losing, and when you lose, it recalibrates you, makes you hungrier. We had a nice little run here, so that'll be the first thing. Second thing is it will be different from the standpoint. Last year, we were coming off an extended 3-week pause, and we needed to get back practicing hard. We needed to get back to the basics. This year, rotation-wise, injury-wise, we haven't had a pause, so a couple days right now to recover and rehab is going to be important. And then when we do practice, we'll make sure that we do a better job putting our guys in position to be successful.
Okay, far right.
Scott, Matt Lively, KCN in Waco. Would you be able to shed some light on Kendall's injury, what happened to him during the game, and his status?
You have to talk to Dave on that.
Okay, let's move to the left side of the room, here toward the front. Next question.
Scott, OU was probably kind of a desperate team tonight. They needed to win some games here. Did you feel like they'd be pretty dangerous coming in just because of the situation they were in?
I mean, we had 2 great games with them this year where it was 2 possessions under 5 minutes to go. So, I mean, hungry or not hungry, they're a good team, and Porter does a great job coaching them, and that's why their net rating is so high. And again, it's the best conference in the country because of the parity. And each and every night, if you don't bring it, you're going home. And it's hard to beat a team 3 times, let alone a good team and a well-coached team.
Okay, now on the right, inside aisle.
Joey Helmer, 24/7 Sports. Scott, kind of following up on that, Oklahoma's squarely on the bubble. You've played them 3 times, like you said. Do you feel like they're an NCAA tournament team? How do you feel about Oklahoma?
I know they do a great job in their scheduling, and I think their net rating will speak for itself. And at the end of the day, I believe we're a 7-team bid league, and I know any team in the Big 12 that gets in the tournament can win games in the tournament. So obviously, we're cheering and hoping they do.
Left side, front row.
And Scott, maybe too soon for this, but if LJ is cleared for the tournament, having missed 11 out of 12 games, do you feel like you can insert him right away, or does that kind of limit how much you want to play him since he hasn't played with a lot of these guys as much?
I think that's something we'll figure out in the next couple days here.
Okay, other questions? Right side now.
Yeah, James, as a leader on this team, what's the message going to be so that you guys don't start doubting yourselves? I mean, coming into the tournament off a loss like this.
Put it behind us and look forward.
Other questions? Nothing? Okay, guys, we'll let you go.
James has some good quotes.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.